can't find her.
I just feel like it was a good conversation. We're having talks, so
Right.
I'm okay with that.
The report, and then we get taken down. I mean, I don't have any evidence of it, but it just kind of happens that way.
So we're having a good conversation, though. That was interesting. If Chloe's not being like harmful, I can talk to her. Ooh.
I'm so tired.
Yeah. Santa, if that's your goal, you're still beautiful.
I'm just me.
You're just you. Everybody's beautiful in their own way.
I've been really just trying to find my own personality because luckily I never got like hateful when I was over there. I kept my views, but everyone was like, no, you need to do this and this. I'm like, and I understand where people come from. You know, you can't afford transitions and shit.
I'm okay with that.
But people like start pushing their views and like out and banging their chest and saying, "Oh, mine's better than yours." It's like, sorry, I'm yawning. I'm like, who cares, homie, dude? Who cares?
Just different
What people do? I mean, if they're not out there harming people, innocent people that don't want to do that, who cares, dude?
Yeah,
Let people
that's
live.
the thing. I don't care. People are just themselves, and people are just trying to exist and live and not unalive. So,
And then if they say it goes against a religion, we'll just pray for it. So.
yeah, but like, that's how I feel. I don't think I got Chloe blocked. That conversation was all right.
Sorry, my dog woke up from a nap and just started barking. She does that.
Dog.
I swear Goose janked his legs by saying something. Because he obviously I think he got
Mary,
bananaed.
Mary, I
Yeah,
owe you an apology how people were treating you on my panel the other day. I owe you an apology how people were treating you on my panel the other day.
Oh, we're all used to it. Like, I mean, it's.
I try to be respectful to everybody. I just don't like when people are disrespectful to people. I don't like it. Do you guys hear that Nate is claiming that he's Intersmex now?
he's always said that.
Yeah, he's
I
always.
mean, I'm not going to deny him.
He
He's
has?
always said that.
Yes. Yeah, I've known that for a while. I believe he has.
Oh, he's always said it.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
He has. He
It's
has.
not new.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Goose got beamed, so.
Yeah, I think it was my.
He did. He did.
I don't know. Oh. Chloe, when did you get your bottom surgery?
The bottom surgery
Yeah.
on the 26th of October.
Nice. Congratulations. Yeah.
Not many people can say that.
No. I think there's a lot of trans people that want to do it, and it's hard to always do it. So when someone does it, it's a big thing.
I just don't listen to these horror stories on the internet because it's a piece of piss.
The horror stories?
Yeah, everything I was scared of never happened at all.
Yeah.
There was no pain.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we see, like, the regret.
Right.
I don't know. It's a goal.
No, you have to get nullification. You're non-binary, aren't you? You need nullification.
I don't
Not
want
vaginal plasty. What's the point, bro?
So the point is that it removes what's there and it gives me something more visually aesthetic. Because frankly, like as far as like functionality, I wouldn't need to use it. Like I don't have sex as it is that much. So for me, it's more just to remove what's there and be visually aesthetic to me.
Important.
Yeah. I mean, there's some function, even with the zero depth, you still have a little bit of depth.
Yeah, but it's like
You're
an
not
inch.
gonna,
It looks like there's a hole, but then there isn't.
yeah. I mean, you're not going
To be honest, bro, like I was that scared a few years ago. I was actually thinking about getting the cosmetic one myself. And then one of my mates like convinced me to get the depth one because like I can always change my mind. If I didn't like having the depth, I can always get it sewn up or whatever. But I thought I'm not going to take that option away from myself before I can even explore it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just not.
I would have been devastated now. Without the depth, I would have been devastated.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, you're more sexually active than me. Like, I'm not a sexual person, so I'm not.
I think the word you're looking for is more desirable.
What do you mean?
I'm more desirable than you. You mean? Are you denying that?
Listen, everybody's desirability and appeal to others is very subjective. What someone finds attractive, other people may not.
But the majority find me attractive.
That's fine. I don't need to be attractive for everyone. Like, I just need to be attractive for my own confidence and myself and like my self-worth and confidence.
That's the one, bro. That's the one.
And not for
I don't even think like guys like me for like what I look like. I think it's more my personality, to be honest.
Do you think to a degree that there's fetishization going on?
Well, not with me. They used to be, yeah, when I had a dick, but now like all them chasers, they're not interested in me no more. Like my little dating pool's gone down. It's just littler now. Like once most of these guys find out I've had the op, they're not interested.
Yeah. I mean, if it's something that brings you dysphoria, you don't want a guy that only wants you for that because that's the point of the dysphoria. Like, it doesn't.
Yeah. Like it's good when you first transition and like you get the attention off the chasers, it makes you feel good or whatever. But once like you're in the community, like you understand what chasers are about, like they knock you sick.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I wasn't muted. My bad.
No.
Yeah, I think here in the U.S., especially like the South, they love to fetishize trans women, like trans femmes. So we get a lot of that here.
I think in the South they're just more attracted to the femme part, and so then they work around that whole part of you being a trans woman, and then that's where afterwards a lot of our siblings get hurt because afterwards they realize what they've done, and they think their man card is going to be taken away because they slept with a trans woman or something.
In this story, have you just made this story up?
No, I'm not making it up. It happens all the time. Pick up a newspaper and
I've
read
never
it.
slept with a man who's had regrets after he slept with me, but never done that.
Oh my God, Chloe.
Yeah,
That's why we have the gay panic laws over here.
I don't know.
So like the ones who don't tell them, yeah. For the ones who like sleep with them and don't tell them, that panic law should exist, and I totally support it. If you're going to
No,
deceive someone to sleep with them, if you're going to deceive someone to sleep with them, that is great, and you deserve whatever happens to you in that moment. Mess with a man's mental health
I
and
never
sleep with him
said
against his
that. I
will.
never said that, Chloe. I said that they tell them because the men are attracted to the femininity and they see that, and that's what they're attracted to, especially
Can
in
I
the
have an
South.
example of this
Oh my
story?
God, Chloe, can I
Well, can I have
speak?
an example of this happening?
Oh my God, Chloe. It happens all the time, Chloe.
Look, here's one example.
Pick up a newspaper.
Go and get me an article from a newspaper and put it up.
Oh my
Show me,
God.
because it's never happened.
I'm sorry, I have to do your homework for you too. My name's
trans
Martha.
panic does happen, and it does cause harm.
Well, just tell them that you're trans then. It's so
They
simple.
do, Chloe. You're
They
not
do.
listening.
Like most trans people disclose, but they disclose at their convenience when they know it's safe for them.
Well, it shouldn't be straight
So we
away.
should walk around with
If
a
a
pink
man approaches
triangle
you,
on.
you know why that man's approaching you. You know if it's just being friendly or if they're trying to get into you. Like, you know.
They do,
Like, can we
Chloe.
all
You're
stop
not
acting
listening. They
stupid?
do disclose it.
I know a man's intentions when they
Oh
approach
my
me.
God, Chloe. Chloe, you're not
What?
Not
listening.
Don't know, but you're
always.
telling me as if you experienced this, bro. You're not even attracted to men. You don't understand how men work.
How do you
Like,
know what I'm?
the man, if you get on with them, you said you base it on
Then where's the clip?
personality and that. So
You wanted a clip of my
you've told me many
Then what's
times.
the clip of you me saying this? Come
Look,
on,
I
come
will
on.
say, like, there
You've
are
told me
a good
many
amount of
times you're not
men
actually attracted to them, but you think about it. You've told me that.
that approach women purely for a sexual interest or approach people for a sexual interest. But there are men out there that don't approach women just to, like, have a sexual interest towards them.
Right.
They're friendly. Like that. Some men do exist like that.
Some men
Yeah.
do want like
I've just
extra.
said that. Vibes off each other, and that's why a kiss becomes natural, and you don't have to ask, can you kiss someone? That's the whole point in hormones and stuff, and like we read each other, like body language.
Yeah, I think it's not always.
I do. Do you, Boozy? Can someone back me up? Because these are trying to bully me and say I'm wrong. I know I'm not. I know I'm not.
It's
Never wrong.
8v1 on Chloe.
What?
It's 8v1 right now, and Chloe's losing.
Yeah, no, you're getting ate up.
No.
Trans is beautiful. Shouldn't that be trans is sometimes beautiful? Rarely beautiful.
No, trans is always
It's
beautiful.
rarely beautiful, bro. Most of them are a mess. Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
No.
Yeah.
Trans
Get me
people are
10
always
pictures of
beautiful.
trans women, and I bet you 7 of them are a mess. They can't all be perfect like me and Bougie. Look, where's all your guests and that, bro? You've ruined your rep, haven't you?
Yep, we're
Dox me, man.
doxing
I've been
Chloe.
dox me all your life.
We're doxing Chloe.
Do it. Bet you can't. Bet you the only information you could get is what I've give people. I actually challenge you to find something on me what I haven't told people. Because it's impossible to find me.
I mean, I'm not going there.
Do it. Just send me whatever you can find. I'd find it fun. You won't find nothing. The only thing you'll find is me address off someone. You'd never be able to find it through the internet and that unless someone told you.
Like, if the information's there, I've had people message me and they're like, see if you can find me, but don't dox me. And I've done it.
Well, see if you can find me. See if you can look at
Are we for real?
me. She's funny, yeah. A dox off. Let's have a dox off, though.
No.
I'd win that.
Hers would be pretty easy. You just say in her mom's basement.
All right, it is Chloe Martin.
Well, it's my legal name, yeah.
We
You
might
get
be
half a
related,
point.
Chloe, because my grandmother's maiden name was Martin, so we might be related. Can you
Hopefully
imagine?
not. Imagine look like your mum and dad were cousins.
We'll have to go and
Chloe,
like
don't do that.
we would have to go out and like actually make up all that lost time that we could have had as cousins hanging out.
Well, you'd be robbing me knickers and that, you fucking AGP. I'm not into them pussy lips and that.
Why?
That's not for me, thanks.
Everybody loves it because everybody loves calling everybody an AGP. So I thought you would love it too.
AGP
I don't want
is
to be
not
one.
gay.
I just want to point you out.
Oh, okay.
What if you just said Echo? Because you're lying. If you
AGP
just
is
said,
not
The
like, don't
visibility of
gotta
tell me
less
question-
than a
you've
mile.
wanted to
gotta
be a
question.
woman all your life and you don't know
No,
how to
Chloe,
dress
you're
I
not
gotta
about
listening.
it.
question.
Makes no sense.
So, where in the ICD-11 codes does it show anything about AGP?
In what codes, bro?
The ICD-11 codes.
It's in the
That's
DSM. It's in the DSM.
The DSM is going to be changing because
Okay, but we can change stuff all we want. But it's there, isn't it? Is it there or not?
They've released new codes.
Is it there
correlate
or not? Look, answer my question. Is it in the DSM-5 or not?
Changing. It's there, but
Oh
it's
my
gonna
God.
be
Changing or not? Is it there or not?
Just because it's there doesn't
Is it
make
there?
it correct.
Is it there?
It doesn't make it always
Okay.
correct.
Correct or not? Is it there? Is it
You
recognized
used to
by
think women
professional
having
doctors?
periods was
Being
Right, yeah.
gay
He's
back in
deflecting
the
everyone.
old-
He's pivoting. We all know it's there. It's
Nobody's listening, Chloe.
just, you don't need to listen. It's fact.
There's nobody here to listen to you. Chloe.
Yeah, because
Yes, there's
the old
25
DSM,
lefties.
the old DSM, they even had
The
gay
old
as
DSM. The
being a
old
mental.
DSM. But you don't know nothing about trans. Go on, tell me what you know. Tell me something I don't
What?
know about trans. Because that's what you're saying. You tell me
But I was
something
trying
I
to
don't
say
know
in the
about trans.
old DSM, before the DSM-5 was revised, they used to have GAY in there being a mental disorder.
Yeah, and it should be back in there.
Mm.
Like, how is it not a mental disorder? How is it not an illness? Like, it's not typical, so it's not normal. It's abnormal. It's a mental illness or something.
No, people
Obviously.
say it's not normal. Just
But I
because
don't
of
care. Google it. You can literally Google the rate of like
Google.
homosexuality,
Google
and
is
it's low.
your scientific source. What is your
No, but they'll
scientific?
send it to sources. That's what I've just said. You can Google it and find sources.
What is your scientific data?
It's a fact. It's just a
Not
fact,
to
bro.
Google it, bro.
Bro,
We're not more
Trust
than
me, bro.
50% of the population.
Not a
It's
trust
not
me,
normal.
bro. Not a trust me, bro.
No, it's just common sense. If it's not more than 50% of the
What makes
population,
one common sense though?
it's not typical.
What standard deviation do you use to figure out common sense?
Like factual stuff, science.
Like what have to make it look that's common
The
sense?
number of homosexual and trans people is really low, so therefore it's not typical. It's not normal. But are we arguing with that? That is as simple as it can be.
Not normal.
Hence why
What's the
Echo's not coming in
definition
to
of
defend
normal,
yet,
though?
because he can't.
What's the
He can't
definition
go
of
against
normal?
that.
No,
That's just facts.
I can't do the over talking. That's what's a lot.
Because she's talking shit, bro. Like, we're less than whatever percentage, so it's not typical. That means it's abnormal. I'm not saying
My
we're
comments
all
aren't showing up.
freaks.
Echo, can you search up the definition of heterosexuality, please?
Oh,
Opposite sex attraction. Attraction to the opposite sex. Like, why are we Googling it? We know it.
Oh, wait, you'll be surprised with the wording.
Yeah, but that's what you do
This
with
is
the
why-
words.
The quality or characteristic of being sexually or romantically attracted exclusively to people of the other sex.
There we go. That's exactly what I said, yeah. Fuck off. Get it off the panel. What the fuck? No, the specific one at the bottom. Fucking section 4B. Fuck off.
Yeah, no. I just, because we can look into like Merriam-Webster and stuff, but if you look at the psychological definition, it
No,
is
we do
literally
Oxford. We do
addressed as an
Oxford.
abnormal perversion and attraction to the opposite sex.
crazy. Weird.
Yeah, you are. You are. I agree.
I don't know why the fuck my comments won't show up in this room, Echo.
Mine went in
Check
another room, man.
filters.
I've just been in another room, said hi to someone, and he just totally ignored me.
Well,
It's
if you
chat
leave and come
filters.
back, like when
In the
I'm not
comments,
getting
gone.
responses, I leave and come back. My comments aren't there. They just don't.
Being flagged for misinformation. You'll see the rules in section B, fucking 4C, fucking whatever.
Fuck the code sections.
There's some loophole there, what you'll find.
Well,
Cocaine
It's
Jesus.
weird because
Yes,
as a
my
she
mod, I
bro.
does
shouldn't
work
be
with
muted.
attorneys.
So
Yes,
She
my
does work,
G.
Chloe. She does work with attorneys, and that's what attorneys do. They find loopholes.
oh, I don't actually work with them anymore. I don't work as a paralegal. That's just what my degree is. I just fuck an attorney.
Oh,
Oh, she's a hoe.
No, my wife,
Self-professed
an
hoe.
attorney for the federal government.
oh my God! I bet you she's panicking right now.
Her job, our health benefits, her pension, our retirement, and our kids have all they're all up in the air.
I changed some of the comment settings, so it should help.
Oh, are you one of them? He's one of them.
I
I
was actually
rely
gonna
Bet
on
look
your
and see
most
if,
block list
because
people.
is
sometimes when people
crazy.
get like mute and block happy, sometimes when it pops up with that, do you want to add this word? People don't hit weird words that are banned.
Wednesday and Friday. Yeah, I rely on my comment filters, so mods don't have to do a lot of work.
Why don't you just leave the comments? Like, even the trolling in the comments ain't gonna hurt someone. Like, why just bother blocking people and muting them? It's weird.
Because it does bother some people, and then some
Well,
people like to
well, tell
spam
them to get a
racist stuff.
backbone, bro. This is why
Some
the
people
community
like
is
to
so weak.
spam racist stuff, Chloe.
Well, ignore it, innit?
I don't
It's
do
so
that.
simple to ignore it. If you just ignore it for 2 seconds, it disappears. Like, haven't you just noticed the comments go up? It's mad. I love trolls when I go live. I fucking love them. They're so funny. Like, everything ain't so serious all the time. I don't get why these
Why are
trans
you
people are
talking
so.
to your
Not
on
showing up
Reddit?
is the only reason
You
I
go
came
on
up. I've got to
Reddit and
drop and
you
do
have
some shit.
conversations with yourself on Reddit,
When was the
bro.
last time I was on Reddit?
Probably before or something, or yesterday or the day before. All the time. Stop this lying.
When, I haven't been on Reddit for
But a quick minute.
yep. It's going on 2 weeks now. Now what?
What? I don't know. I want to fight with you. I really want to fight with you. Like you've got bipolar or something. See this cunt? No, when we're not on here, this cunt agrees with everything I say. This cunt worships weird and acts like we don't know each other and she doesn't agree with me when you do agree with everything I say behind closed doors. So stop it. Get a backbone.
Who are
Stop
you
it.
talking about?
I'm talking about Brookie.
No.
Brookie's a whole ass trans medicalist and that behind the scenes. Brother just wants to be liked by all the gimps.
Not the Gims. Fucking Chloe. Why do we bother?
Out of my book, or page out of my book, whatever. Just like do as I do, do as I say, and you'll all be happier.
No, I'm happy because like I'm just me.
I'm trans Jesus. I will show you salvation.
No,
God, Chloe,
it's a lie.
you used to trigger so many people with
But
that
you are
fucking
all the
thing.
ones crying over this fucking will not affect me because I am physically, objectively trans.
Chloe,
There's
do
no
you know that
ideology
Trump
attached to me.
signed? Do you
I
know
don't
Trump?
identify or nothing. All them
Chloe,
laws, they were
Chloe,
against identifying. Go on, sorry.
do you know that like Trump doing the executive order saying that there's only two genders, male and female, has
All you want, but at the
no,
end of the day, in law, you're a man.
no. So
You're still just a
identity
man.
documents,
In your country, you're a man.
identity documents are state by state. So like my license is for my state. It's not a federal thing.
But that's a legal lie, just like my passport's a legal lie. That
Like, it doesn't change anything.
But it does change stuff. If you try and update it, they're gonna put male back on it.
No, it's already updated, so it doesn't change anything. If I go get a passport, like the passport has to match my birth certificate.
So what are you all crying about? Project 2025, like that is gonna affect me.
Affect us.
It won't affect you.
Yes, it will.
Or will it affect you? How will it affect you?
Hold on, work thing. There's a lot of shit that's happening very fast that is coming down the pipeline that can affect adults.
Like what?
Well,
Oh, well, I'm asking you, like what? You're giving examples, but you're
I'm
not.
telling you, Chloe, like, we know, even though they're not doing it at this very moment, they want to remove healthcare from trans people. They want to make it where we don't exist. They've already removed us from government-based websites and information. They've done away with a lot of support for, like, AIDS
Yeah, well, if
prevention.
people actually,
They are, Chloe.
but if they all
They are to
transition properly,
everyone.
there's
They're
nothing,
not-
nothing can be took away from me. There's nothing someone can take away from me now. There's nothing they can take.
They are doing it, Chloe.
Even if
I
they
can hop
took,
off,
even
I
if
got
they
an
took me
appointment.
estrogen, like
Listen,
nothing's gonna
you're in
happen.
the UK. You're in the UK. It's different.
Not for us now. You're banning kids transitioning, that aren't you? That's what we've done.
The only transition kids really do is like the hormonal, or they do social transitioning. Most of the time, it's just social.
So I don't even like transitioning. That's cross-dressing. Like, it bugs me, all this language that gets used over here.
It's still transitioning.
It's not transitioning.
Yes.
Transitioning is physical. It's medical. Putting the opposite gender clothes on is cross-dressing.
There's a social aspect to
They're just dressing different, bro. I was that, like, it's not. You just go too far, like, putting clothes on. These are the same people who will say that clothing is not gendered. But then you'll think putting a boy's tracksuit on makes you a boy. Like, it's not consistent, your views. It doesn't make sense. Whatever clothes you put on, like, you're just cross-dressing. If they're not
don't
for
have
your
a
gender, you're
gender,
cross-dressing. Like,
Clothes
obviously,
don't have a gender, though. Like, men can wear skirts.
yes,
and
they
it's
do.
like-
They do have a gender,
No,
because you won't find a skirt in the
don't.
men's department. Trust me.
They don't. They don't have
Clothing
a
is gendered. Clothing is sexed. Clothing is
don't have a
based on the
gender.
biological body. That's why
Why
women
can't a
have
man wear a
bras.
skirt, Chloe?
They can wear it, but it's not
Why
designed for
can't
them.
they?
Now, look, that's the point I'm making. They can wear it if they want. They can cross-dress if they like. But a dress, a skirt, women's clothing is made for the female body.
No,
You can't
it's
deny that.
not.
It is.
It's not.
Women's clothes are made for a female body. What are you talking about? The measurements are all for a female body. A bra is for a female body
It's just a different measurement system.
to
It
work
doesn't change
around
it.
the
There's
female
no
body.
physical.
To
There's
work
no
around the
physical
female body. What are
structures
you...
that are different that stops a man from wearing a skirt.
Nothing stops them from wearing it, but it's not
There's
designed for
nothing that
them.
interferes with that. There's nothing that interferes with the design. Your skirt.
Yeah, but they're designed to go up in that way.
What do you
Men's
mean?
clothes don't get like hips. I can't
So
believe you're
what?
trying to deny that clothes are
There's
designed
women
around
that don't
biology.
even have bigger hips.
Clothes are designed around biology. That's why men, if you get a shirt, it's measured by the neck and that. A woman wouldn't get a shirt measured by the neck because women don't have big necks, bro. It's clothes are designed around biology. Stop it.
What does someone's neck size have to do with them wearing a skirt?
Because that's not what I said.
Do with that?
I'm not denying that a man can wear a skirt. He can wear what he likes. But that doesn't make him a woman because he puts a skirt on. That just means he's cross-dressing.
No, if a man wants to wear a skirt, they can wear a skirt.
Yes, they can.
Fine.
I'm not saying he can't.
Call it cross-dressing if you want, but like it doesn't change anything. The skirts don't have like any anatomic.
They do.
No, they don't. What is
They
the
do.
difference?
Because if you put a skirt on, you'll have a bulge. So your skirt will look funny. What are you talking about? male
It's the
body.
same function. It covers it.
It's the same
You're just
function, but it's
afraid
not
of a
designed
bulge.
for a man. What are you talking about?
It still covers it.
It can still wear.
It is one of the oldest forms of like clothing out there.
Yeah.
That's just because they're designed
How
with
come
a
the
different
different? Oh, because
standard.
they're designed different. That's what I'm
They're
saying. They're
different
designed for
standards.
different bodies.
It
They're
just
designed for
means
different
it just
bodies.
means if a man goes to the women's section and buys clothing there, they have to look at the sizing differently.
Yeah,
And
but
even
that's what
that
I'm saying.
sizing
A man
changes.
can't at me, and you're still arguing.
It doesn't change a thing.
Women's clothes are made for the female body.
No, they're not.
Yet they are.
No, they're
Of
made for
course they are.
they're made for you to target them
Because
towards
they're for female bodies. Stop
Stores
this.
decide to target them towards females. That's it.
Why is there not a bra section in the men's then?
Because men, unless they have gynecomastia or something like that,
So the man can't have
typically
breasts. So why
grow
isn't
breasts.
So why isn't there bras in the men's section if men can have
They
breasts?
don't typically grow breasts, but if men have breast tissue, they can go.
Yeah, but
if they have breasts, then they wear a bra. Like that happens. That's a thing.
But that's not normal because a bra is for a woman.
It doesn't matter if it's normal or not.
It does matter.
It's
designed for female breasts.
They
It's
need
not
it or
designed
want
for
it, they
men's
can wear
breasts,
it.
is it? Like the cups are on the front, not round the sides. Like it's designed for a female. It's mad that you're denying this. It's crazy. But then you'll say like, "Oh, I'm socially transitioning because you're putting the opposite gender clothes on." So what is it? You're arguing both sides.
Personally, as a non-binary person, I know that clothes have a gender. But if someone follows the binary and they want to,
So if you don't
sit
think
there and wear opposite
clothes
gender
have got a
clothing,
gender,
it's not just clothing though. Like
how
there's
would you socially
hairstyles,
transition?
makeup.
How would you listen?
There's social
If
norms.
clothes, if they've not got a gender, how are you socially transitioning? If you just got clothes on, if they're just clothes, where's the transition?
I mean, trans people don't have to transition, but people that do, if they feel that,
Trans
that
people
they're wearing
do
a
have to
skirt,
transition.
if a
Trans
skirt,
people have to transition to be trans. Of course, stop
if someone
saying
wants
this
to
stupid
wear
stuff.
clothing that is perceived by society as the opposite gender, that part of their social transitioning, then that's valid.
It's not valid though, is it? It's just you
It
cross-dressing.
is.
Yeah, that's good for you, but like
It is. If society perceives one thing as a gender norm and you follow that gender norm and it's not what you typically would be, then you've socially transitioned.
no, you've cross-dressed.
Cross-dressers, Chloe. Hate what?
Before the medicalised, they are. Before you
No,
medicalised,
they're not.
100% cross-dressing.
No, they're
I
not.
was
There's
myself.
a psychological difference between trans people and cross-dressers.
Not unless I'm.
A psychological difference, Chloe.
But so what? So you're just a man with. You're just a man with a disorder. You're not trans, yeah. So you transition.
Yeah, that's trans medicalist.
Yeah, and that's the only way.
And if that is relative to just social stuff, then that's it. They don't have to medically transition to be trans.
Well, you do, because if you've got dysphoria, you should definitely have a problem with your genitals.
Yeah, not every trans
women, and any trans woman who uses the dick, I don't see them as a trans woman. Sorry.
Yeah, that's just
the weirdest thing.
That's internalized transphobia, right?
It's not. That's just understanding dysphoria properly.
It's not the clinically recognized trans like.
What? Because you have got some new definition.
No.
Gender dysphoria, like gender
you don't
identity
need to get
disorder. Well, let me tell you, gender identity disorder is nothing to do with like your gender and sex not aligning. It's nothing to do with that. It's just an uncomfortability and distress with your sex. It's a transition if you didn't have it.
Where does it say you have to have gender dysphoria?
How would you know you're trans if you didn't have gender dysphoria?
Where does it say that you have to have gender dysphoria to be trans?
I'm telling you, and I'm asking you right now, why would you transition if you didn't have it? How would you know you was trans? Bro, listen, how would you know you was trans if you didn't have dysphoria? Like, please explain that.
Because you
If you're
recognize
not in
things and
distress,
see where you're not
you're not
fitting
in distress
social
about your
norms.
sex, why would you think of anything about it? If you're not in distress over it, why would you question it?
Because it's not always the sex characteristics. If you are uncomfortable with the social norms of the gender that
Well, they're
you're
weird people. They're not trans.
assumed to be,
They're just jumping on a
then you
bandwagon.
would
They're
be
not trans.
trans.
Social, you're not
Nonconformity,
trans.
gender nonconformity is not a gender; it's a presentation.
I know, and that's what non-binary is.
No, it's not.
It is non-binary is non-conforming. It is 100%.
Non-binary presentation conformity, but it doesn't
Oh, it
mean
just is
non-binary
non-conforming. You're
itself.
literally not conforming to a gender, so that's non-conforming. What are you talking
Yeah, but
about?
it doesn't make it your gender. Like you're not any less like.
I know, you're just a non-conforming man or a non-conforming woman.
No,
Either a man or a woman. Like you
Chloe,
don't get to opt out.
because it is not a valid reason.
There is a valid reason. You
No,
can't.
that's a trust me, bro argument, Chloe.
All you can say is that it's not man or woman. You can't tell us what it is. You can't tell us what it looks like.
Prove to me
You
that
can't
it's
get an
man or
actual
woman.
diagnosis. You just don't want to question you.
Prove to me that non-binary is either man or woman. Give me some source that
Every time I look at a non-binary, I can see their biology. None of them don't look like a man or a woman. None of yous. Yous all, just because you've got pink hair dye, it doesn't change a thing.
Yeah, and that's presentation. That's part of your gender, is your presentation. Society doesn't.
Your gender is just the developmental stage of sex. Your gender
There's
is
a
whether you're a
vast
girl, a
majority
man,
of
a boy,
non-binary
or a woman.
people that don't. It's gender expression is part of your gender.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not. It's just an expression of it. Like, but it doesn't mean it's real.
It's an expression of it, but it doesn't make it part of your gender. Okay, Chloe, think about that one.
Well, of course it doesn't.
You just said it. It's part of your gender.
Because I'm
expression.
presenting as a woman, aren't I? But I'm not, bro. Like, it's just so simple. And it's mad the way you do it. I know I've got breasts. Like, I'm physically, objectively trans. Whether I believe I'm a man or a woman or whatever, I am still trans.
Hi, Ego.
Hey, Alex.
How are you, darling?
Good.
I'm going to pop up really quickly and say, fuck you, Chloe. Have a good day. Bye.
Fuck you too, you
I
silly
love you.
looking
Hold on,
cunt.
I gotta follow you.
Go on,
Okay, I
run.
followed you. You're good.
Run, you silly bitch, because you would have got ate up. And go and sort your name. Head and shout something and run away, because I'm weak.
Alex is not weak, Chloe. I think
Bro, she couldn't even get it out. She was half crying. I just want to say,
I think
Chloe.
you
I don't even
letting
know
other
yet, and you're
people
losing sleep over
invalidate
me,
who
you sad
are.
little bitch.
Chloe,
You sad bitch.
stop with the swearing.
Tell her to
I wasn't
shut up.
crying. I just live in a
Whoa,
different
sort them
country.
eyebrows out. Sort them eyebrows out, bro. You got a bigger
Honey, I
brow
live in a
bone than me.
different. I
You've
live in a
got a
different
stronger
country.
brow bone
You're
than
just
me.
so trash. You're so trash. I live in a different country where sleeping with 17-year-old boys isn't acceptable.
Is
So
it? Well, in this one, it's just not as
great, great.
severe. Oh, you bringing that up? Whatever.
Great.
You're not sleeping with no one, you soft cunt. It's like
Chloe.
And
sit in
because
your
I'm
house and cry.
married,
Look at that brow bone, bro. Are you sure you're not the tranny?
I am married.
Look at
I've
that
just woken
brow
up.
bone.
I've just woken up, darling. You okay?
Get the towels off your door, you tramp.
Okay.
Get the
Chloe.
dirty towels off your door, you
Chloe.
tramp.
Chloe,
Tidy
wake
your
me
house.
up. Chloe's
Tidy
brushing
your
her
house
hair.
up. Why have you got towels over your door, you
Hey.
slut?
Chloe, can we get back to the conversation?
Well, what's she coming up attack? I don't even know the bitch.
I
The
think,
fuck is she?
Chloe, I think you letting other people invalidate you makes you weak.
No one's invalidating me, bro. Look stupid. They make our whole community look like a joke, bro. And
So
they
you're
claim to
letting
have
them
dysphoria when they
invalidate
haven't. They claim
You're
to be
letting them
suffering from our
invalidate your
disorder.
lived experience.
Why are you
That makes
asking and
you-
then not letting me answer?
you're
They
letting
sit there,
it-
haters, and make us look stupid. When people think trans, they think of non-binary people and people like adoring that, and I don't like that.
See,
Because that's not what real trans people are like.
And that's you thinking they're invalidating you. So that makes you a
I'm not
weak
saying they're
person,
invalidating us. I'm
Chloe.
saying they're making us look stupid. Stop changing my words. They
Yeah, you're
cannot
making
invalidate me at all. I'm valid, bro.
you and they don't hurt you.
I didn't say they take anything away from me. They couldn't take
You
shit
said
from
they
me.
appropriate who
The
you
appropriators, yeah. They're not taking nothing.
You
They're
don't
trying to
lose
pretend to be me.
anything from
It's
that.
different. I haven't said I lose anything. What are you talking about?
So you're mad that non-binary
I'm
people
mad
can
that they
exist?
make us look crazy, yeah? Am I supposed to just be okay and go, yeah, they make us
The
look... They
orthodox.
do. They do. Then why do I get accepted by these
No, they
people and you
don't.
don't?
That's because, like,
Why do I get
subjectively,
accepted by normal people and you don't?
that's because you attempt to conform so much to
I
a
don't conform
binary.
anything. I just speak me time I am. I'm not denying that. But just because I'm perceived as that doesn't mean that that's what I am. Like
You are a woman, so.
oh my God. You're crazy.
Hi, Bunny.
Hi. So I'm hearing that
Oh, I'm sorry.
non-binary people for some reason,
What?
and you want the ability for people to accept you. Why is it that you
No, I
don't?
don't. When did I say I want people to accept me? I don't care if no one accepts me. I'm still going to be objectively trans. I don't need acceptance.
So then, if you don't care, why do you?
You're pretending to be the same as us when you're not.
So you
That's
do
not
care.
true.
That is true.
Okay,
Non-binary
you
people
know,
sit there and say, "Oh, we've got this for you," but you haven't got this for you.
I
You don't
don't have this.
understand it.
Hold
You
on.
can't explain it.
Stop. I don't.
What if you haven't got this for you? How are you not a woman? Please explain
You
that.
shut up for 2 seconds. I can explain it to you.
Go on then.
I am intersex, and there's never been a really good place that I've sat in while being either woman or man. So I don't
What
feel.
disorder have you got?
Can you please let me
Yeah,
finish?
you've just said you're
Hold
intersex.
on,
What disorder have
Chloe.
you got? What
Hold
disorder is
on.
it?
I'm sorry. Say again.
What disorder of intersex have you got? What DSD have you got?
The fuck?
Exactly. You're lying.
I have endo.
And that's not intersex.
It is.
It
No, it's
is.
not. The
It
hormonal
is.
imbalance. What are you talking about?
It's not a hormonal
It's
imbalance.
not intersex.
I have
Endometriosis is not
Let me
intersex.
finish.
Wait. Chloe, is complete androgen insensitivity intersex?
You didn't say that.
It is an intersex.
She
Hormonal
didn't say
imbalances
that.
are intersex.
That's not what she's just said.
I'm not a she, thank you.
They.
Wow. Mental sexual disorder. Like, what are you talking about? That's what they're called. DSDs.
I find it funny how you're sitting here telling me about my
I
sex.
find it funny that you're
When I
telling me
have
you're
sex-
intersex, but you don't know nothing about intersex. Tell me what the DSD is.
When you can shut
If you would
up.
shut up
Tell
for
me what the
5
DSD is.
seconds.
You're
Oh, wait.
struggling
Chloe,
here.
hold on.
If you've got a DSD,
Not
Stop
a
saying
she.
she. Use.
bro, what I'm looking at is she. What do you want me to do, bro? I'm using my
Don't
brain. I'm
misgender.
using my eyes. I'm being natural. Like,
No, you're
if you don't
using
want to be called
your
she, don't
internalized
look like a
transphobia.
she.
Yeah.
So
Don't
you
look like a she if you don't want to be called a she. That's how brains work. That's how pronouns
To guy.
conversation with,
Hey.
buddy. You are a guy. You're a whole guy.
No,
Shut up.
Chloe, everybody up here is
You're a
non-binary.
dumbass.
Well, they're not. They're guys and women. Like, that's what they are.
No,
You're the
Echo,
dumbass, bro. You
Echo,
don't know
I
what you
love
are.
you. Echo, I love you, but I am not non-binary. I am a cis woman born with a vagina.
You're just a woman, girl. Don't demean yourself. Don't do
No,
that to
I'm
yourself.
not
You're just a
demeaning
woman.
myself. I'm explaining what I am. I'm sorry
Yeah,
you
you're
don't
just
know
a
who
woman.
you are.
You're just a woman. You're a woman.
I
And you're
have never
you're
seen
wearing
such
women's
an
clothing, but you
uneducated
don't identify
woman.
as a female, which you said earlier that clothing is made for females. But
Yeah, because
you're
I've got
wearing
breasts.
female
I've got
clothing.
breasts and like a vagina.
You
So yeah.
you paid for your breasts. Mine
So
So
have
let's not
medication. I
assume
didn't have to
people's
take
lives.
I didn't have to take medication
Let's
for
not
mine. Mine
assume
came
people's
naturally.
lives. I did not get implants, so you're wrong.
you're
But thank
assuming a
you.
lot. So give the same respect that you want us to give to you.
I don't want you to give me respect.
Yes,
Where are you
but
getting
you
this from? Bullshit, bro. You're sitting there looking like the most female I've ever seen, saying you're not a
like
woman.
so
You want to
you've
get a
been in my
grip of
pants.
yourself?
So you know what I have in my pants. So
I'll
you
put
can
some clothes on. Yeah, I know what's in your pants. A fucking
No,
wet
you
vagina.
really don't.
You've
You
got a
really
wet
don't.
vagina, yeah? That's what you've got, a
It's not
vagina.
actually. It's not actually.
It is. It's a vagina, so stop talking.
Why are you worried about other
Well,
people
what DSD have you got?
downstairs, Chloe?
What DSD have you got? Because you still haven't answered that.
You keep saying it's a disorder. However, intersex
It is.
both-
Intersex is a disorder.
No, it's
Intersex can be
not.
both a different.
It's literally called
It can
a
be
disorder
both.
of sexual.
It can be both.
You either had to pay for them or take medication. Mine grew naturally. So sitting here telling Echo and everybody else, they have to wear the clothing that was assigned to them at birth, but you're not, is kind of weird. Also, I could step down to your level and say that you don't accept non-binary as trying to take that away from me, but I'm not, because I don't give a shit. But don't fucking pick on other people just because they're not quote unquote oh fuck, what's the word? Damn. That pick me attitude.
I was
Yeah.
gonna
To all
say
your
basically,
other little people that you sit in panels that don't like you because you're trans, but you sit in their panel anyways because you stoop to their level.
I was gonna say basic.
I mean that works too, Bun, but it's the sitting in people that are actively against the trans community and women's rights as a trans woman.
So can I just read what Renegades intersex as? Because I know they're still here.
Yeah.
They all define intersex as the same thing. Being intersex means having anatomy that does not vary. Ooh.
It's almost like there's an acknowledgement of outside the typical binary.
Do you know what's funny? Is that it's not a disorder, it's actually oh, and since they're not here to interrupt me, for funsies, my chromosomes are actually XXY. Sorry, good god.
She is still here in chat.
Fantastic.
She's in the request, so.
It doesn't matter because there is no level of I'm curious what they do for a living because I'm sex people. We go through essentially early puberty or late stage puberty. For me, it was late stage, and then an extreme fast pace through second puberty, which is essentially just menopause, and into like the final stage. So it's different for everybody, but a lot of people go through late stage tend to go through the expedited version. Like you experience that first development of what should have happened between 12 and 13, and then
I sent the live to Blue Echo. I don't know if they're going to be here, but as an intersex person, I thought they might have something to say too.
and
Yeah.
we aren't a monolith. All of us have different experiences to our version of puberty, but we all don't have the canonically same experiences growing into adulthood. It's all different. Like all of us, some people may not experience what I have. Some people,
That's kind of the point I was trying to make to Chloe. Like, it doesn't matter, when you start letting other people, you feel they take away from your lived experience, that's the problem with you. And she projects a lot of internalized transphobia.
another thing is like
Let me ask you a question, Bunny, real quick. XXY,
bubbly hair issue or
right?
the testosterone issue. And I also found I do have a chemical imbalance along with the. I'm so sorry. I need water. I'm going through a lack of not only estrogen, but I'm also not. I'm getting really ill all the time. So it may be an issue also having to do with what's happening with both. What is it called? Well, when I remember what it's called, I'll tell you.
Your AR receptor or something. But here's the
Yeah.
thing, it's called Klinefelters and they're males. However, I read that it rarely happens to people who are female as well.
Mm-hmm.
They end up with an XXY, but it's like very rare. I'm not sure the symptomologies in people that are not male with Klinefelter. But with Klinefelter males is usually they're really tall, skinny limbs, they're down. That's what that is. So are you saying that you have a case of it, but not the male one?
They're trying to figure out what it is. I've heard from several different doctors.
Not the male one?
They're trying to figure out what it is. I've heard from several different doctors. One did think that's what it was, but another one has disagreed.
That's
Um,
interesting.
I'm trying to find a good doctor, which can be.
That's
I'm
interesting.
I'm trying to find a good doctor, which can be very rough with the insurance I have. It's not.
Did they check for your receptors if they were functioning or partial or not, or what, did they check for that?
Once that they did, we found out that they didn't um do so because I need to figure out what's happening with my body. It's very uncomfortable with the amount of the body. It's very uncomfortable with the amount of stuff that's happening, and I'm being given misdiagnosis multiple times to the point where I was taking medication I shouldn't have been taking.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that.
So, in all honesty, I can tell you what they've said, but I have doubts myself.
Yeah. I mean, I would probably get like a second opinion or something because Klinefelter is usually male. It's extremely rare for someone who is not male to have like XXY. So I don't know.
Well, they are saying that it may be whatever's happening to me may be the reason why I didn't get the height from the rest of my family and why experience. So when there is this was and this didn't start happening until I had like an expedited amount of hormones in my system for a couple of years. And they're thinking a lot of these things may be the result of why I got the short end of the stick physically. But the rest of my family, they're like 6'7", 6'5".
Intersex variations.
Yes, please. That would be so helpful.
Yeah, let me see what I can find because I was reading cases of people who aren't male that have XXY.
Ooh, I have to find my key to my safe. But I know that something's listed on those papers, and I always forget what it's called. It's like, so whatever the person said, it was like Rodman's or Rodney's or Roderick's or something, some kind of Rodney Rickman something with an R syndrome, and he never followed up because my gallbladder failed. So we were kind of medically dealing with a shit ton of stuff.
Bunny, do you have Discord by any chance?
I do, but I have no idea how to use it.
Okay, I only ask because, like Atlantic, I want to send you some stuff as well too. So that's why I was asking if you had Discord.
Yeah, so I'm reading here that like people, it says Klinefelter in females can cause breast enlargement, delayed puberty, and other symptoms. So like breast enlargement, delay or incomplete puberty, underdeveloped external genitalia, and sparse or absent body and facial hair. Other symptoms will tone and reduce bone density.
I sleep like 14 hours a day, and I feel so bad because I've been yelled at by family for 2. I've been yelled at by literally everyone. They're like, "Why are you so tired? Why do you live on caffeine?" Because I'm always tired. But again, none of this stuff happened. Like I was a super healthy kid up until roughly like, I don't know, 17, and then I started having these issues with eating, and I couldn't like not I'm fat so I can't eat, or like a certain disorder that might make me concerned about health. Everything I would eat would feel like I'm trying to swallow it down a very thin straw. And then I started going through, essentially I had no physical development, and we couldn't really figure out why. So then I started going through massive amounts of development, massive amounts of what I can only describe as emotional distress. I felt like crying all the time. I was angry all the time. I couldn't really control the emotions I had. Then we saw a doctor, and they're like, "Oh, well, you might have heavy periods, and you might so on and so forth." But I didn't ever really get any sort of like hormonal change in that aspect.
Yeah, I'm looking for more things. It says here, atypical puberty development, irregular period, underdeveloped secondary sexual characteristics, fertility issues, hormonal imbalances, tall stature, similar to Klinefelter in males, XXY individuals might be taller than average, cognitive social or behavioral traits, anxiety, shyness, or challenges with social interactions, possible intersex characteristics, in case where sex development is affected, general differences may be present.
In all honesty,
So XXY physical traits, tall stature, delayed and atypical puberty, cognitive neurological features, executive function challenges, difficulty with organization, attention and impulse control, low verbal IQ compared to nonverbal IQ, increased risk of neurodevelopment disorders, ADHD, autism, so sensitivity. Girl, this is fucking crazy. Endocrinology and infertility evaluation for hormone therapy, reproductive options, psychological, karyotyping. You said that the genesis confirmed to you
every single one, and I started gaining a lot of fat
in your
within the last.
stomach. Yeah, that's part of it too.
I've been trying, like, I've tried everything. I've tried the eating better. I've tried the
GLP-1. It's what I do.
yeah.
Wait, Bunny, let me ask you another question, and you don't have to answer if you don't have to, because it's a little bit personal. Did you develop like testes and a phallus, or is it like the
Traditional sense. No. If
okay?
that,
Is it like okay, got it.
it's I have large.
Which is very rare. It's Klinefelter syndrome, but the female version.
I was also told a bunch of other things were very bizarre for me to have, and I shouldn't have them, and they're very confused as well. For example, well, they're like, usually we don't see people at your age with them, and I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, we don't see people at your age with this stuff. I'm like, oh, it's my life. I thought this was normal. I thought this was normal. It took me a couple of years to really go in. Wasn't so my family isn't as open with the stuff, so they really didn't care to look into this stuff. It was my husband who actually helped me start doing this stuff. My family just shrugged it off like, oh, you're just a regular person going through being dramatic.
Right.
And so when I would ask for help with some of this stuff, it was hard because as a kid, and now even, because it's comfortable. I'm with 3 people I'm with every day. I don't have to talk to a bunch of people. On occasion, maybe 30 people. But just even with a family, trying to talk to them and then having their response be, oh, there's nothing wrong with you, when I'm not eating, I'm getting sick, I'm losing weight, and then I'm on sick of gaining weight and developing very obviously this is not normal, but their response to it was always like, oh, you're fine, this is things that happen, you're just no. My family, my grandmother is a very indoctrinated, unpacked, uncolonized black woman, and so her response was, oh, well, you're just being dramatic, you're probably just getting your genes from the family, this is what happens when blah 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 blah, and it was always religious or like you did something wrong. So trying to get answers really didn't work until like, I don't know, 13, 14 years ago, when I had the medical ability. My husband was the one who helped me do everything. I still, to this day, cannot deal with doctors unless he's present because it's too fucking much. It's too stressful.
You know what I think? I think that they should check your AR receptors, because I'm reading here that it says in order for someone to be XXY with like female external genitalia, there will have to be either some kind of SRY absence, mosaicism, or androgen insensitivity to develop a female phenotype with XXY. Because most people that have XXY are males, and they develop normal external like male phenotype. It's just that the testes are smaller and the phallus is smaller than normal and tend to be really tall and shit like that. So you might want to get your receptors checked to see if you might have a partial or like complete AR receptors in sensitivity or something.
So they did look at my ovaries and say that they're an enlarged size, and for a couple of years they thought I was just getting cysts, like that thing where
PCOS?
they thought it was, but we found out it wasn't. And they ended up coming up to the conclusion of endometriosis, and they said that.
Oh shit.
So they took them out because I was experiencing so much pain that I wasn't going to work, I wasn't going to school, I wasn't getting out of bed.
Right, so it's either mosaicism or some kind of AIS.
So
that's from what I'm reading here. If since you were to confirm to have XXY, but you have like normal ovaries, well not normal, but you develop ovaries instead of testes, no male external anything. Oops.
I wasn't born with a uterus.
Oh, okay, well then you write that down.
And now I need them to explain this to me, which none of them have, and we attempted to file a suit against a gyno I saw. It didn't work, but I'm not against a gyno because when I was told for many years that I had no uterus, I couldn't have children, but that part where you're supposed to have a uterus connected to your cervix was still there.
So like the lower third of the vagina.
So bad that
you said that you was born without a uterus.
Right. Okay. Yes. And they told me I had no uterus for many years. They're like, she doesn't have a uterus, and yet somehow I had a child.
Wait, so you do have a uterus?
Well, when they went to do a hysterectomy, they could only do a partial.
Hand done or something to confirm what's there and what's not?
I want to, but I can't afford to.
Did you have fallopian tubes as well?
I think so.
Okay, fallopian tubes. Did you have a cervix?
Short.
Okay, so short vaginal canal. But you had a cervix, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cervix. I wonder what this is. This is fascinating.
It is.
Short.
See, if I was back home, I could figure this out because my medical care would be covered. But in the US, I am in the US, and unfortunately, to have all this stuff done, like, just they're asking for like $30,000. I can't do that, and it's not covered under my insurance, and I can't afford to do these things, and I need to with all the problems that are going on, but I can't.
Yeah,
I'm not finding anything in the intersex literature about, because I typed in this everything you just told me, XXY, really. It says that this the possible, okay, let's got possible intersex condition. XXY with SRY dysfunction or deletion. That can be one. Mosaicism, 46XX/47XXY. That could be another possible. Or partial androgen sensitivity will be XXY with SRY dysfunction or deletion, leading to a female phenotype with ovaries, uterus, fallopian tube, cervix, and a short vaginal canal. The late puberty could result from ovarian insufficiency due to the extra X chromosome genetic effects or overexpression of the X-linked gene not fully inactivated.
So, Atlantic, do you think, just also reading like some stuff too, I mean, could it be MRKH?
No, because MRKH, they don't have they don't have a Y. They have normal. What I suspect that it's either she does, sorry, not she, they right, they have an XXY. Either the SRY didn't function, or they have a partial insensitivity to androgens, which didn't, because what develops your Wolfian ducts is the androgens. And
Would
if you
that be
don't,
the reason that I'm also immunocompromised? Because I get sick once a month, and I'm usually sick with like three things at once.
Yeah, as an intersex person, we have a very much weakened autoimmune.
you see, but
That's
here's the thing though, like
not uncommon.
yeah, even though like there's like a lot of literature on intersex, doctors still they don't fully know everything about intersex. They don't fully know everything about biology either. They're just like learning. So this could be a case where it's like if what I know, which I don't know everything obviously, I would say because you develop the ovaries, because ovaries come before the ducts develop, that either if you have a Y, either the SRY did not function or it did function, but then there was like some kind of insensitivity to androgens, and you ended up with a. You see, but that's the thing though. If that was the case, you wouldn't end up with like a uterus. Because no, I don't fucking know. I have to like.
To clarify, did you say you had a uterus or did not have a uterus?
They said that I didn't, that I had a partial.
You didn't.
That
Okay, you have a partial. Okay.
because they
Okay, that was why I was thinking you said no uterus, but thank you for the clarification then. Yeah, okay, that helps
actually,
with what I was looking at.
hey, let me also they wouldn't let me take the ovaries home with me, and like, you know how sometimes you can keep certain portions of you after having surgery. I'm like, can I have those? And they told me no.
Why would you want to keep that? That's gonna rot.
So, well, they put it in like this formaldehyde stuff to preserve it, and I was like, can I have those? I want to show people when I tell this story. And now
Yeah.
it's an extra like $5,000.
Oh my god.
For
Is that
your
in the US?
what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm an American in Paris, and yeah, the healthcare system here is amazing. It's like,
I don't know. Sorry, I can't let this go. I think it might be either
right.
XX/XXY mosaicism or the SRY didn't function.
Moving to if I end up moving either back home or New Zealand, or my husband wants to, he's very concerned with the decline of my health within the last 2 years. So he wants to take me, he's Brazilian, he wants to take me back to his home, and he wants a doctor. I qualify for the insurance and everything. He wants to have one of his family doctors look at me so that way we can actually get proper medical care, because he's like, this is ridiculous. This is twice now they've sent you home with something wrong with you, and you could have passed away. Like, I need you to get better because I can't live without you, and we need to figure this out like ASAP. But I'll make a deal if I actually manage to go on my medical paperwork so we can see what the hell is going on with me.
Yeah, but if I were to make a guess based on one of those three, either the SRY didn't work or deleted, or is mosaicism, or some kind of like because they confirm you have XXY, right? Like confirmed, like for sure.
Yeah, they have. I gotta ask my husband where the key is. I have no short-term memory. We have the papers in our safe for whenever we need to do medical work in the future.
Yeah, because the way that it works is that your gonads differentiate first, and then the ducts. And what develops them is the fact that you develop your Mullerian ducts developed into a uterus, fallopian tubes, and vaginal canal cervix. That means that you went down the normal
Birth. It would have
a C-section.
I would admit, God, there was a lot of issues. I was recommended to terminate very early because of the amount of issues. They said it shouldn't have been possible. It shouldn't have happened.
Okay, but you had a kid.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm not understanding. It's probably me.
Yeah, so if you have a kid as a result of a pregnancy, that means you were able to carry out a pregnancy, even if you didn't give birth to the vaginal canal, probably did a C-section or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you were able to carry out a pregnancy.
Yeah.
Okay. So it seems like that was all functioning normal. Yeah, I don't know. I can't. Maybe I'm missing more information. I don't know.
I promise, I'm not trying to like avoid the conversation. I'm.
No,
You said
you're
carry out
good.
the pregnancy, and she came at 2 months early. From what they call the rapid growth. She was like 22 inches and 10 pounds at 2 months early, and I was like, what the fuck is happening to me right now? And I timed it, so I was like, this doesn't make sense.
Right. So so you ended up with a female phenotype despite having an XXY, and it was functioning normal because you were able to carry out a pregnancy, even if it was. I don't know. Maybe it's one of those rare cases of like XXY, but if it's that in a female phenotype, it's either mosaicism or like the SRY didn't work. I don't know. But that doesn't make sense because I don't know.
Wouldn't the SRY gene have to be positive in that instance?
Well, if it's negative or like it doesn't work, then the gonads will differentiate to ovaries, not testes. Happens, you end up with streak,
I
like
mean,
no gonads at all. So, but sorry, they went to they had ovaries, they had the ducts develop normally as reproductive structures, not ovaries, fallopian tubes, uterus, cervix, vaginal canal.
yeah, even though it wasn't a full uterus, she had a partial.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. I see what you're saying.
One of those. If you just have like one of those, it could just be fallopian tubes or like a uterus partial or not, whatever. Then the Malarian thing ducts developed. But I will check the androgen receptors.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I would check for that, or I would check to see. I will get another karyotype test to see if you're actually just a double check if you're really XXY, or it could be XXY slash X. Sorry, XX slash XXY. This is so complicated. Like it's.
Oh no, that's why every doctor trying to figure this out has hated trying to figure this out, because like the combination of the amount of issues I have. I am dyslexic, I have autism, I have OCD, I have CPTSD, I have been gaining lipids a little faster than I would like to, and I don't eat fast food because I don't have a gallbladder. I don't need a bunch of cholesterol and everything else because that hypertension was an issue at some point.
That was part of the symptoms too that are listed, like hypertension. I'm not a doctor or anything. I just done a lot of reading, so don't take anything what I'm saying. Take it with a grain of salt, okay?
Of course.
I'm just trying to figure it out, like, because I like looking into things like this.
And I'm looking at the NIH, and as I'm kind of looking, it says the genetic explanation of this phenomenon is unclear. I mean, we just don't understand this. This is why genetics and all of this is just so common in the geneticists. Like, I mean, this is still will always be developing
Yeah,
all the time.
it says here that it took like for further confirmation, you have to get your SRY gene tested to see if something happened there, and all LH levels. But it also says such presentation is exceptionally rare and not named syndrome, but a unique DSD case. So you might be one of those like exceptional rare cases of like difference in sex development.
Oh, if you want another topping on top of the pizza of problems that is with my body, I also have Evans syndrome, which is the thing I was trying to remember earlier. One of the things
What's it called again? How do you spell it?
Evans, like Evan, like EVAN.
Evans syndrome. Okay.
I also have Evans syndrome.
Let's see.
It's a rare autoimmune.
With XXY karyotypes.
If I have one more thing wrong with me, I'm about to become Typhoid Mary because I am so tired of getting bad news. I'm gonna turn into a typhoid Mary if one more thing is wrong with me because I can't take like printer paper at this point.
So it says here that Evans syndrome is commonly, it says here Evans syndrome in the context of an XXY karyotype or intersex conditions. There's no direct link in standard medical literature. Evans syndrome is not a sex chromosome disorder. It's an autoimmune condition unrelated to Klinefelter syndrome or intersex traits like ovaries or uterus. However, autoimmune disorders are common in individuals with sex chromosomal aneuploids, examples XXY or XXX, potentially due to immune dysregulation from an extra X chromosome. Yeah, I don't know. I think that they are one of those like exceptionally rare cases that doctors don't even fucking know about yet. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm typhoid Mary. Wonderful.
It's interesting to me, the sex-based chromosomes actually impact so much other things.
Or you have no idea. Like if you happen to be a female with MRKH type 2, you
Hmm.
end up with no reproductive structures because the ducts the ducts develop to fail to develop, and it also affects your skeletal structure. So you end up with like it's just a spine that is like deviated or like curved or something. I was
It's
reading
shrimp.
about that.
So it's my nickname for it is shrimp back. It's why I have a hump on my neck, and we haven't been able to get rid of it. I've had it forever. Like it's such a minor hump, but since I live with it, I have to notice it. So like I cover my neck and everything. Like I try to wear as many turtlenecks as possible. It seems to help. I can't fix it, and I've seen like a chiropractor for it, and they have not been able to straighten out my back.
All right. Well, I'm gonna head out now because I'm gonna eat. But it was nice talking to y'all.
Always nice to talk to you too.
Yeah. Thank you, Atlantic.
I love the amount of
Bye,
knowledge.
Atlantic.
Oh, Atlantic, I'm a huge fan. So, oh, bye, Atlantic.
Also, I would like to
He's so
mention,
smart.
I've had people ask me, they're like, but you're a urologist. That's not the same as someone who's a geneticist.
Right.
Yeah, totally.
I know nothing about genetics. Someone from the genetics department is absolutely going to school me on all of this stuff. But you know what I can school them about is.
I love that.
But yeah, like, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it's so interesting, like what you're saying, like, because we really don't know any, like, there's so much we don't know. So it's like, it's so interesting listening to the whole experience and like listening to you in Transatlantic. I was like, yeah, it's very interesting.
Would
So,
you like to trade? I want a normal body and a normal life. I will trade you right now.
yeah, sometimes I feel like I'm a trans woman and I'm like, obviously sometimes I'm like, I just need to like live my life and be happy and, like the world is gonna, it's gonna turn no matter what. So, we just gotta like live our lives the way we are and figure it out. So,
Yeah.
mm,
And
I do
what's
want to say, like, I just want to say, like, when with Chloe, I'll always stop a debate for actual education moments. So it was time for it.
mm,
well, and what's fascinating is like people are always so, and since something I've learned since working in a lab, people are always so sure because everything's in a book, everything's on Google, everything's
mm,
black and white. And they're always so sure, like Chloe earlier. Oh, you're full of it. You're lying. I'm like, I have like 5 witnesses who have seen my degradation of health and my issues. One, several surgeries, 2 friends who had to take me to a hospital because I collapsed in several of those instances. A lot of people are so sure that because
mm,
something's in a book, because
mm,
something is written out, that we must have an answer for it. And again, in the early 90s, when I was just first developing Evans syndrome. Nobody no abuse, no nothing. Just randomly getting bruises, not even from like falling down or being hit with a
Oh
low
wow.
blow. It was possible because it was so rare for kids to have it. Until I went to the hospital with 104-degree fever. And then they started having doctors in and out. I had maybe 20 different doctoring papers and doing diagnosis because they didn't know it was wrong until the early 2000s when they're like, oh, now we know for sure that kids as young as 4 can get Evans disease or Evans syndrome.
Huh.
But again, that's like the whole ADHD thing and ADD thing, which is now ADHDI. Nobody thought ADHD or ADD was a real thing in the 90s. No
Right.
one thought it was true. Look at how far we've gone.
Yeah, and that's
So
what gets me. It's wild. Like in a matter of 30 years, we've gained so much medical knowledge.
I could be the first person with whatever is going on with me to be the answer as to what something's called. We don't know. All I know is that I was told I was intersex. I did karyotyping. I paid a crap ton of money that if I hadn't paid it, I could be living in a house right now. But I did all of this so I could know a little bit more about
A little bit over 10 years ago that you found
roughly like
out.
13,
Wow.
14, maybe like 12 to 14 years ago.
Wow.
I don't have a really good short-term memory anymore. The amount of stuff that I've had to go through has severely limited my ability to do short-term based on all the stress. Did you know? Fun fact: did you know that if you're stressed out like a baby rabbit all the time, your short-term memory can slowly burn away.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Uh-oh.
If you start to stress yourself out all the time, which I was for a period of about 10 years, because I went through cancer, I went through gallbladder failure, I went through liver failure, kidney failure, I thought my pancreas, and all of that stress has severely burnt out my short-term memory.
I'm sorry you went through all that. That's a lot.
I mean,
I feel
hey,
like
I was
I'm
hit by a car 2 days ago and I broke my finger today, but I'm still going.
dead. I feel like I'm stressing myself out like in my
Can
life, so I need to not.
we just wrap you in bubble wrap and keep you safe?
No. Life deserves to catch these hands. They want to play these games? Fine. I'm convinced the Grim Reaper is avoiding taking me because he'll know that we're gonna fight in whatever afterlife there is, if there is one. Me and him, we're gonna duke it out. I have words for the Grim Reaper because I don't find this funny.
Me neither. Wait, where are you? You're in the US?
Yeah, I don't like being stuck here. I wanna go home.
And Post, are you with the US too?
Yeah,
I'm in the US as well.
Oh, okay. I'm in France, so
Can I?
just
Are
one
you?
single.
Do you need a house
I
partner?
am. Always. I always do, actually. Always.
I want to leave so badly. I want to go back home. The reason I'm actually stuck in the US is because my grandmother, you can laugh at after I'm done telling you, my grandmother had 2 strokes in a single week, fell down a hill, also got hit by a car, all in 1 week.
What? Oh god.
that's a lot.
She's still alive. She does roller derbies every Saturday. She's like 90 now. I came here like 14, 15 years ago because she didn't have the support of her family. My family is really, really shit. So I flew from another country to help her. She's, unfortunately, I think her memory, due to the strokes, is starting to finally wear away. But how miserable is it for someone who can't remember if you try to make sure that they enjoy the time that they do?
I think enjoying the time that we have is a good thing.
So I came
Mm.
here to make sure that she could enjoy what she had left of whatever time, whenever, uh, of her life,
Mm-hmm.
instead of having her be in hospice.
Well, yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah. It's good
You're
to have
awesome for
people.
doing that.
And unfortunately, I'm stuck here. But
Where in the U.S.?
Virginia, so it's not the worst place to be stuck.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not too far from my sister. I got a sister that lives in Virginia.
Oh, we live closer to Richmond, so it's not awful. But the
Hmm.
cops are still really racist here.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the one big thing I'm concerned about down there. Because I know that's a problem in Virginia.
You know what though? I get a pass though because well, I wouldn't call it a pass, but I think maybe the police are afraid to persecute someone who's European because, but you don't sound like what we thought you would. I'm like, yep. Call my consulate, please.
That's one way back to Europe. Just get arrested and get extradited.
So, I've been trying. I think maybe it be aware of how to treat these things because I would rather have the option to be smarter
Mhm.
than to argue with people who ultimately I'm never gonna see again, and if I do, they'll remember me.
Right.
I make sure they remember me.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, I've been
Same.
talking forever.
Same, babe. No, I make sure people remember me too. Remember me. No, it's super interesting. Like, it's interesting to talk to other people, you know? I've
Hmm.
I keep like coming across these lives that are so like hateful, and it's just awful to see, you know?
Yeah. I like a
But
good debate, but like I said, like I fully like to stop the debate and have a good conversation when we can.
yeah, one, I'm like, well, us, like, I don't know. It's like me. It's like our identity is my identity is not a debate, and it's like
No.
it's so weird that they're like debating it. I'm really going into like a rabbit hole about it. It's I keep getting on them and then like getting on the lives,
Kind
going
of
in, like, getting really mad. Yeah.
That's kind of why I argued with Chloe earlier, because I've had people tell me, instead of being non binary, why don't you default to woman? I'm like, well, because half the time I don't feel like you should. Typically, as as
Totally.
as someone who's born purely female, I don't, because
Totally.
this is like they explained what puberty should be. What I
Mm-hmm.
got was the rage part of it though, which was apparently not an average thing.
I'm dead.
Like,
Oh
you're
my
not
God.
supposed to become more aggressive or rageful or whatever else the symptoms are. And I was like, well, I'm getting all of those, so default. Because if I default to that and I'm like, I go to a doctor and I'm like, hey, I'm also a woman, they're gonna look at me when they do tests and they're gonna be like, what's happening here?
Mm-hmm.
They'll
And
be like,
you're
so
like, you
we got
don't,
news.
huh? What?
They'll be like, we got news for you.
But also, and you don't feel one way or the other, right?
So, why should I default if I don't know what these things are supposed to feel like?
Right. And that's the problem with a lot of binary trans people, and it's not all, but there's some that they're
Mm,
like, well,
totally.
why should I have to pick a side? I'm just me. I'm existing. This is who I am. I don't
Mm-hmm.
fit one side or the other. Like I tell people, I very much am trans femme. I'm on HRT. I'm pursuing cross sex hormones
Mm-hmm.
and cross sex treatment, but I could never see myself as a woman. So,
Mm.
like, to me, that's not my identity. So I prefer to go by trans femme, and that just works for me.
And totally. And you're valid in that. you're allowed to be that. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's like just because
Hey,
other
Echo.
people don't
Hey,
get it,
Jessica.
like,
How you been?
I've been okay.
I've been good too. I could
I'm
go
just
by
kidding.
she, her.
Jessica's awesome.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Where are you? Where are you in the US, Jessica?
Wyoming, the most hateful trans place in
Fuck.
US.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't know, but yeah.
Takes a lot of
Uh-oh.
grit to be out here.
Yeah. Are they doing the whole bathroom thing there? Are they like,
Not yet. I
oh,
work at Walmart, so they're pretty good with me. So,
hmm. I'm more like when I go into the men's restroom, I'm confused. Like it is so confusing for them because I'm just scared, like when I'm in the
yeah.
US, I'm scared of any law or something. So then I'm like, well, whatever. Like I make my dad come in with me. And then men are so like I could literally be standing next to the urinals and men will see me and then turn around and walk out. And I'm
Yeah.
like they think that it's the wrong bathroom, even though they see a urinal.
Yeah, I go to the female restroom sometimes, but they usually have a family restroom that I use because I feel safe
Hmm.
in it, but a restroom.
Hmm.
So, not easy, but starting to get over it. So,
I laugh because a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're very masculine." I'm like, "No, you just don't know me off app, and you
yeah,
are." I've had multiple times like they will sir and ma'am the people in front of me, but when they get to me, they don't do that. I'm like, "Yep, you
right.
can't really
Yep.
tell."
Mm.
And like the problem with me is, yes, I'm transgender. I'm a I'm a trans woman, but
Mm.
I dress as masculine. But people look at me weird. I'm like, are you in the wrong bathroom? I'm like, nope, not my problem. See you later.
Mm.
Bye.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. Someone told me they were like, "Oh, but you wear men's clothes, so you are being a man that day." And I'm like,
Exactly. It's how
I
they think.
don't. Yeah. I wear like an
Yep.
oversized blazer. Yeah. I'm like, okay, I'm
Like, this
not.
is what I like wearing. I don't have to dress up for you. I hate when they use those words. It's like, I'm not, no.
No, it's
So
funny. It's
I
like,
wear a
okay.
mix, like tip or like shorts
Yeah.
and shirt,
Hmm.
because I like the cut and like the extra neck room on women's shirts versus men. So
Oh, yeah,
it's a
absolutely.
mix.
Yeah.
I don't care. Clothing to me doesn't really have a gender. Wear what
Clothing
makes
has
you
no
feel like.
gender. It's what my
Yeah.
therapist tells me all the time.
Plus, have
Yep.
you ever fit into a nice pair of men's joggers? Like, it's comfortable.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yep.
That's why I put up the photo from when I was in the army when I was 18 years old. I put that up on this account. Even at 18, I didn't present one way or the other. Like I'm in the barracks with nothing but guys, and I'm sitting there walking around on the weekends wearing pink pajama pants that are fluffy, and they were my ex-wife's. I stole them from her,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it just their clothing. You wear what's
Yep.
comfortable.
Hmm. And did you feel supported? Like,
Oh, nobody cared. Nobody cared. I was in
oh,
the army. We just did
Yep.
whatever we wanted.
there you
Yep.
go.
I'd show up
It's
to
like,
formation in pink pants, and nobody would care.
No one
yeah.
would care. I don't
I
care
mean,
about that.
You know
and
Nope.
what's
even,
funny? Um, you know how doctors are required to wear scrubs in the hospital?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Most people assume that is as a scientist you're going to be required to wear things like scrubs in lab. Well, I have news. Most scientists we just wear sweatpants.
Yep.
No, actually, most of them do. Yep.
And we do have to wear the lab coat. We do have to sometimes wear the BSL suits, for safety. But the pants don't really matter too much because the work you're doing is always above your like belly button. So
Yeah, it's
everything
chest
above the
level.
belly button needs to be covered. But your pants, yeah. And obviously for common sense reasons, no open toed shoes in the lab.
Yep.
No
The
open toed
biggest thing
shoes.
that really cracks me up is I wear jeans, sweatshirt, and boots, and they think I look so male presenting. I wear a beanie on my head, and they're all like looking at me like weird. I'm like, this is what I like. This is what I like to wear,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
they have no business of who I am. I go to the bathroom in and out, and I'm done. Like, what's the big
Yeah.
issue?
Like I work
Hmm.
from home and I work on the computer. I may wear jewelry when I go out or bracelets or something, add accessories. But for the most part, it's just a very simple look for me.
Yeah,
Hmm. No, yeah. I mean, I run a showroom, so I have to be like always
Hmm.
kind of like cute looking. But
yeah. It was really I was in Goose's live when you were in there at Echo with Divergent, and Divergent was showing that op her
Hmm.
trans son, and it was just so crazy you couldn't figure out the whole difference.
I
He
know,
asked
and
that
it's
question.
funny.
It was just like, oh my gosh.
Is this trans man or trans woman?
Woman. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Like, huh?
Uh,
4:30.
Like Chloe, by the way, she drives me nuts. She can't shut her mouth and
I
just
had
keeps
a
on running.
I
Keeps
had a
on running.
fair debate with her. We had
And
a
then her
we
main
had a
statement's, well, what do you talk? Like, oh my gosh, get you a t-shirt. What are you talking about t-shirt?
well, I very much kept pressing her because she's like, "Oh, you have to have surgery to be trans." I'm like, "Where is the source to back that up?"
Yep.
Oh, trust me, I'm telling you. Just inconsistent, insistent. That's all I
Yep.
look for.
Same here. Yep. Like even though like here I changed my profile picture and things like that, but I'm still me.
Right. Well, even that, like a
mm,
year ago, I went through a rebranding where I updated my stuff to be more fluid looking and modern. So people change their
Yeah.
opinion.
I think the first time I met you, you were doing a call out on Vonnie, and that was a long time
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah. All right.
mm.
I think I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna go play some video games and
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
mm,
anytime.
this
So
is
thanks
Thanks for
for.
nice.
letting me up
I'm gonna
Well,
give
too.
you a
Appreciate
follow
it.
real quick.
Yep.
Hold on. There
Give
you
you a
go.
follow too, Matilda.
oh, thanks. Well,
Mathil.
yeah.